The mission of the hub is to expand the regional marketplace for sustainable living. And the SEEN, the Sustainable Enterprise Entrepreneur Network, is a very active program of that mission to help us meet that goal. The SEEN is a growing community of businesses, organizations, and individuals working together to achieve economic, social, and environmental success. And we've been official as a network since September of last year. Can I get a quick raise of hands of people who are SEEN members, real quick? Awesome, that's a good portion of people in the room. And then people who are new to this event or who are not SEEN members. Excellent, welcome. And I think we had even a few signups to the SEEN beginning of this event. There we go. Would you mind just standing up and just introducing yourself really quick?
I'm Jeff Eastrak, and I work at the library at Cornell, and trying to figure out how we can walk the talk of our land grant mission. Get more involved.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks. Josh.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Oh, just
I wasn't paying attention.
new to the SEEN. New as a SEEN member.
I'm new to the SEEN. I do real estate and ethics. I'm interested in promoting more sustainable modes of transportation and reducing our greenhouse gas emissions by simply bringing people closer together and making it so they don't have to drive everywhere. I guess that sort of sums it up. And I live where I can walk to a coffee shop, a grocery store. So I'd like everybody to have the quality of life that my wife and I have, and being able to have things close by and walkable. I guess that's it. Is that enough?
That's good.
That's good.
That's awesome. Thanks a lot, Josh. Okay, I'm not sure if everyone has noticed yet, but we have half brochures on the table. There was a little bit of a snafu with the printers, and they cut the brochures in half. So on the brochures that are on the table is the information about the SEEN, a little bit more detail than what I just shared with you. And up above by the registration table are actual SEEN sign-up forms, and it kind of covers the basic scope of member benefits. So if you have more questions, you can check out those forms and ask anyone ask anyone here. I'm pretty sure that someone will have something to share about being involved in the SEEN. So I'm going to give a few announcements, and then we're going to shift over to the event. What we've been working on with our programming is to encourage a way for participants to not only attend the events and get some useful information, but also to build relationships and to do something with those relationships for their business or their initiatives that they're working with. And that is something that we're not just trying to infuse into the SEEN events, but also into all of our events. But I'm not sure if, for those who made it to our local food system event last month, it was about taking back our local food system. And it was a very in-depth and involved presentation, and there was a lot of topics discussed that can be followed up upon. And that was the intention behind the Taking Back Our Local Food System, is that there's something that the audience can do. So because of the length of the presentation, we didn't get to all of the areas that the audience could do to follow up on that. So there's going to be a follow-up event. I've interacted with Monica Roth, who helped put the event together. So you should be hearing shortly from us about when and what specifically that follow-up event will be. Also, our green drinks events have changed a little bit. This past month, we infused, we used to call it the program of the Green Users Hub, and now it's kind of a refreshing mix of interacting with people with a twist of programming or just a taste of programming. We had the community buyout of Buffalo Street Books this past month, and we're going to try and infuse an interesting topic for people to discuss at the upcoming event, which is Monday, March 28th, and that will be held at North Star House, which is in the Fall Creek neighborhood. Another upcoming event, which will actually be this coming Monday, March 14th, is about transportation in Tompkins County and the impacts of energy descent. And Gay will share a few words about that.
Well, Sustainable Tompkins has organized an event in partnership with the Herbert Johnson Museum of Art up at Cornell. So this is going to be next Monday night from 6 to 7:15 up on the 6th floor of the museum. And as he said, we're going to be we're looking at Mad Max or the Jensens as oil prices go higher. What's in our transportation future here in Tompkins County? And two of the panelists are scene members: Jennifer Dotson from Ithaca Car Share and Rob Marash from New Earth Living. And then we'll have Fernando Daragon from the Transportation Council, visiting Professor Alexander Marigold, who is the curator of the Unpacking the Nano exhibit, which is at the Johnson Museum right now. And so that's why we're up there doing this transportation talk. They're having a symposium on the nano car, and they've got this exhibit there. So if you want to come and browse and look at the exhibit before the event, that would be a good idea. The nano car is probably going to have profound implications. Some pros and cons on that one in India, and they're introducing the nano pixel the Tata Pixel in Europe. So these are all things to think about, and we're going to be looking at that transportation future. Hope you to join us.
Thanks, Kay. Just to kind of talk a little bit more about what's happening with this event, again, and what's happening with our programming, is that we want more planned networking to happen at our scene events. And I think what you'll find is that this is tonight's event is a program with a purpose. And just a quick announcement for the next scene event: it'll be April 11th, and it will be about a fun event about kind of building strong relationships and basically building structure around your networking and your activities and being involved in the scene. It'll be presented by a referral marketing specialist named Dave Makar, and he's going to kind of be teaching you how to learn who you can help and then how that can help your business. So please plan on April 11th. That's also a Monday. No, yes, that is a Monday, and we'll also be held here from 5:30 to 8 o'clock. And so without further ado, Rob is going to introduce tonight's presentation.
Thanks, Scott, and welcome everybody to Building a Resilient Tompkins County. Tonight we welcome Tompkins County Planning Department staff to share with us how Tompkins County Comprehensive Plan is actually laying the groundwork for a strong, sustainable local economy. We're going to hear some strategies that the county is looking into on improving affordable housing availability, conserving agricultural land and natural resources, reducing energy demand and increasing energy efficiency, and integrating housing, commercial activity, and workplaces into really walkable, wonderful places that we can all afford to live in. They have a lot of interesting things to share with us tonight, and all of these efforts can really come together in ways that will set up new market opportunities for our businesses, and simultaneously ensure that this county is going to be in a very strong position when we have to face a lot of challenges like peak oil and climate change. Planning together for this kind of economic situation in the future is going to be very critical within the next 4 years. So we need to offer these folks feedback really about what they're doing so that the county's efforts can be coordinated and can complement the business activities that all of us are so passionate about. So we need to ensure that what gets done leverages our current strengths in this county and creates opportunity for a broad number of small players and not just for the big privileged players that may come from outside or some of whom are actually already here right now. And I think the most important thing about tonight to keep in mind is that as we hear what they share, we need to listen for potential partnerships and opportunities for collaborating to do governmental public-private partnerships and other types of collaboration. Because it's really only in partnership that we're going to be able to build resiliency in the future, because I don't think anybody can be resilient alone. So to introduce our presenters tonight, we have Ed Marks. He's the Commissioner of Planning and Community Sustainability for Tompkins County. Joan Jerkovitz, the Deputy Commissioner of Planning, and her focus is the development focus areas and water resource planning. We also have Katie Borgella, our principal planner. Her focus is on energy, greenhouse gas emissions, and conservation planning. And also sharing in the discussion, we have Leslie Schill. She's a senior planner, and she focuses on affordable housing and county government sustainability. And Scott Doyle, also a senior planner, focusing on conservation and natural hazard mitigation planning. So I will turn this over to Ed. Thank you.
When we started talking about this presentation tonight, our original thought of a title was Implementing the County Comprehensive Plan. And that would have gotten right? That was such an exciting title, we thought it might just generate a little too much excitement. So we decided to tone it down a little bit and going with building a resilient Tompkins County. And I hope by the end you'll understand that we think they're very closely related, if not one and the same. How many people here, before you walked in this room tonight, were aware that there is a county comprehensive plan? That's encouraging. Most of you. Very good. But I'm not surprised that some hands didn't go up. Most people think of comprehensive plans maybe at their town level if they're lucky. I won't say about the city level. They'll be very lucky when they have one in a couple of years that's up to date, and I'm looking forward to that. But we've had a county comprehensive plan since 2004, so in the scheme of things, that's pretty recent too. And we did that through a process that took 2 years. We had a defined beginning and a defined end. And the plan was adopted by the county legislature in December 2004. It was also endorsed by the majority of municipalities in Tompkins County, which if you had said that at the beginning of the process, people probably would have laughed at you to think that the majority of municipalities would endorse a county comprehensive plan, but they did. And I think that's largely because it was developed in a process that listened first. We see the comprehensive planning process really as a way that you reflect back to the community what it is they're thinking, what it is they want for their future. It's not some planner's ideal or some technical document that simply says what could be. It really is, we believe, a reflection of the community. And that's, I think, why it has a certain amount of power. The fact that as many people knew about it as did, that aren't necessarily all directly related, involved in planning, is a good thing. And I think that's partly why that's true. After the plan was adopted, one of the things we didn't include in the original plan was anything directly addressing energy and greenhouse gas emissions. We certainly knew it was an issue. We knew we didn't have enough resources at the time we were developing the plan with our own staff. It was totally done with county staff, no consultants, to really do that and do it well. So we put that aside at that time and came back and adopted an element to modify the comprehensive plan to address energy and greenhouse gas emissions. In 2008, the county legislature adopted that as a formal amendment to the comprehensive plan. So now the plan does address, in addition to all the other items that are in the comprehensive plan, energy and greenhouse gas emissions, and sets both a county government and a community goal to reduce our emissions 80% by 2050. And you'll hear more about that in a minute.